Hello guys, welcome to Forex with Ntombi. If this is your first time and you just stumbled upon this podcast, you're welcome. Please feel free to check out my previous episodes, especially the first episode, the introduction, so that you can have an idea of what this channel is all about and what to expect from it. My name is Ntombi Malatsi. I'm a Forex teacher, I'm a Forex mentor, a Forex blogger, a podcaster, and a Forex trader. I started trading Forex in 2009. Hey residents of Forex with Ntombi, welcome back. Today is a Monday. I usually do these episodes on a Sunday, but of course I couldn't do an episode yesterday because weekend happened. But I'm here now doing this episode because I promised you and I promised myself that I will deliver an episode on a weekly. Basically, this channel is all about, trading psychology. For me, I've said this a couple of times, for me, trading psychology is our day-to-day behavior in the markets. Trading psychology are those things that we can actually work on and fix so that we can become better traders. So for me, trading psychology is not some PDF file that I will have to send to you so that you can read. For me, trading psychology, it's a practical, day-to-day behavior. It's our day-to-day behavior in the market. So I usually just try to share information or stuff that I've been through, or stuff that basically everything that I try to share here is everything that I've been through, and also other people's experiences. So today's episode is all about margin call. I'm sure you've heard the term, you've seen the term, but maybe because I've also realized that a lot of people do not understand how margin call happens. That is why a lot of people are getting like 20 margin calls. Like, guys, it's so unnecessary. If you do understand what causes the margin call, you are not going to get your second margin call. If you get your second margin call, even after listening to this episode, you'll be getting a margin call by choice. I know it doesn't sound okay, but it is what it is. If you get a margin call after listening to this episode, you will get the margin call because you actually decided to get a margin call. It will be by choice because a margin call is something that we can all avoid. Guys, you don't want to find yourself in a margin call situation. I've had countless margin calls. I've lost count. I've lost count. If I can start telling you my stories, about the margin calls, I've lost count. Like, seriously. You also do know that I train people on how to trade, and the most important thing that I teach before we can even get into strategies and every other thing that we learn, during class, I emphasize the importance of treating the Forex trading account as a business, because I believe that if we do that, you are likely to implement all the business principles. I mean, like, when you start a business, you are not only just looking at how much it is going to pay you or how much you are going to make from it, but you are also looking at the things like, how much is it going to cost you to run this business? That is a basic thing to do, when we start businesses. If you start a business and you don't ask yourself this question, how much is it going to cost me to run this business? Your business is not going to survive, because you are going to price your business in a way that is going to cost you instead of benefiting you. Because before you can think about putting a price, whether you are selling clothes, whether you are selling whatever you are selling, you will need to understand the cost. You will need to understand how much it costs you to, if you are selling food. Of course, guys, I love food. I'm sure you do know this, that I do have a whole cookbook, because that's how much I love food. A whole cookbook on clean eating, though. If you love eating clean and managing your weight and stuff, I'm your girl as well. You can talk to me about that. But let's come back to the topic of today. So even when you are trying to start a business, food business, you are not just going to name a price. This is what I'm going to cook, this is what I'm going to charge. without first thinking about, how much is it going to cost you to cook this plate. You can't just name a price when you don't know. How much is it going to cost you to buy the ingredients? How much is it going to cost you to cook it? The electricity, water, the resources, everything that you are you renting a place, for this business? These are the things that we all think about when we start businesses. So when it comes to trading Forex, it becomes a challenge though, because most people think trading Forex is just a game. You just get your cell phone, you download, a platform, a trading platform, and voila, you are now making money. Which is why most people think it is an acceptable practice, to have 20 margin calls. People would say this casually. I have blown, 10, trading accounts, but they still don't know what caused the margin call. They still don't even understand what is a margin call. Okay, so what exactly is a margin call? A margin call is when your account does not have enough funds to sustain your current open positions. So of course, for you to have 20, I used to have like 20 open positions all at once. I remember one margin call where I was left with $0.36. That is the margin call that stands out from, all the margin calls that I've had. I was left with $0.36. I mean, like 0.36 cents. It was crazy, but I still didn't know how it happened. I actually thought the broker was playing tricks with me. I actually thought that my broker that I was using then, I thought maybe they were starting to do dodgy stuff, and I was really upset. Not at myself, of course. I was upset at the broker because I trusted my strategy. That was the only thing that I knew, the strategy. I knew nothing else about managing my funds and. So it starts with understanding, money management. How do you manage your funds? Again, for me, money management is not some calculator that I give to my students to go and, just doing automated stuff. For me, money management is understanding what goes where. Just like when you run a business, you understand that, this goes towards rent. If you are renting a place for your business, this goes towards electricity. This goes towards my stock. You understand each and every amount that comes out of your pocket. You understand where it is going. That is how you run a business. That is why I always say, if you can channel your mindset and look at your trading account as a business, treat it as a business. I know that according to business books, opening a Forex trading account does not classify you as an entrepreneur. It does not classify you as a business person. But who cares? Your account, your rules. That is now my favorite one. Your account, your rules. Treat it like a business. You are not breaking any law by treating your account as a business, but instead you are actually helping yourself to adopt, business principles so that it's easier for you to treat it as such. So now coming back to a margin call and what exactly it is. It is when your account does not have enough funds to sustain current open positions. Let me tell you my story. 20 positions were opened. I think it was 20 or more, but I used to open multiple trades all at once. For me, I didn't know that every time I place a trade, I am actually allocating some funds from, my account. Of course, I knew that I was trading my real money, but I didn't actually know the real logistics of what really happens when I place a trade. Most of you have seen MT4. Most of you have traded thousands and thousands of rands or even dollars, but you still do not understand all the figures or all the numbers that you see as soon as you place your trade. You don't understand what they mean. That is where, it all starts. If you can understand those numbers, those figures, what do they mean, you are never going to, get a margin call. When people sign up for my classes, I always say, I don't like to make promises. I'm not going to say to you, come to my class, I'll teach you how to trade. This is how much you're going to make. But one thing that I can promise you, I always say this with so much confidence because I know that if you can understand this part, you will never have a margin call. No matter how bad your day can be, your month can be, your week can be, you are going to just have a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, but you are never going to experience a margin call. If you can apply the things that I teach, obviously the things that I teach in understanding, those figures, those numbers, your margin and your free margins, etc. So that is the first mistake that most people do. So if you are already trading a live account, but you still don't understand, you still don't know what is a margin, how is it calculated, how is it affecting, your positions, your open positions and stuff, you are definitely going to have multiple margin calls, just like I did. Of course, I've had my fair share of messing up between 2009 up to 2012 when I was just trying to find my way. And of course, it was one margin call after another, because it was like my weekly life. Funding an account was my weekly activity, and I would still not understand how I got into a margin call. Instead, I would blame a broker, I would blame my strategy, then I would go and I would buy another strategy, I would go and I would buy another robot, I would go and I would buy trading signals. That was my cycle. It was that cycle. It was bad. But because I didn't understand I didn't understand my Forex account as a business. So if you are listening to this now and you are trading your live account, make it a point that you understand what is a margin and what is a free margin. Of course, I'm not going to give a lesson on that via this podcast, because this is the information that I actually share in detail during my classes. So if you feel like you've been trading and you actually do not understand a thing that I'm talking about, you must stop trading a live account and acquire this knowledge. You can acquire this knowledge from me. You can acquire this knowledge anyway, but stop trading and acquire this knowledge, because you are just like a person who is running a business, but you don't know how much you pay for your rent, you don't know how much you pay for your stock, you don't know how much you are left with. These are the kind of things that you need to understand as someone who owns a business. As someone who owns a trading account, you need to understand how much you have in your account. You need to understand how much you spend every time you open a trade, is in like how much does it cost you, kind of, as in like how much do you allocate, kind of. You need to understand how much do you still have. If you can understand that, obviously no one will ever walk in the shop and literally just buy stuff that will cost 500 rand, knowing very well that you have 200 rand in your account. If you don't check how much you have and you walk straight to the shop and you start buying stuff, you are definitely going to find yourself, with the stuff that is worth 800 rand when you only have 200 rand in your bank account. So it's the same thing with your Forex account. You need to understand how much you have, what can you buy, how much can you use to buy, how much are you left with. Just like when you do like your normal shopping. When you do your normal shopping, you don't just walk in. If you are someone who receives a salary and you know that your salary, you receive your salary on the 25th, you haven't received maybe your SMS notification, you are definitely not going to walk in at the shop without checking your bank account just to check if you do have money. And when you start your shopping, on your shopping list, if you do a list, I do a shopping list. If you do a shopping list, you are not going to just take stuff and not understanding how much is it gonna cost you. That is something that normal people do. That is something that people do. You receive your salary, you need to understand how much you are spending for your transport. You need to understand, if you are taking public transport, how much do you spend for your bus fare, how much do you spend for your taxi fare. If you have your own car, how much do you spend for fuel, those type of things. These are the things that So Forex trading is no different. You need to know those things. Those things will actually help you to keep your account, so that even when you can have a bad month, you are going to just have a bad month. Maybe you're going to get a drawdown. I almost said the voice note. I also did an episode on how to recover, from a drawdown. You can check it out. It's here on this podcast. So you can have a drawdown and you will definitely bounce back, because you are understanding the logistics behind placing a trade. Forex trading is not only about downloading, a platform and learning how to buy or sell. That is not just it. There's a lot that you will need to understand. So now that you understand what is a margin call, and you also understand that you actually need to understand things like your margins and your free margins, and the second point that I want to get across is avoid bigger lot sizes. I know it is very nice to trade a bigger lot size. We all just want to trade a bigger lot size. Honestly speaking, I've said this before to my mentees. If it was up to me, everyone would be starting, when they say they are starting small, everyone would be starting at an account that would at least allow a lot size of 0.20, because it is also less frustrating to trade an account that is not too small. But you also know that it is not only just about money. I'm going to do an episode about undercapitalized. Are you undercapitalized, or are you, is it your untrained mindset, something like that? I'm gonna do an episode on that, so I'm gonna talk more about that. But you also know that it is not only about the amount of money that you are trading, but it is mostly about how you manage your funds. Because if you can manage 5 rand, you can definitely manage 20 rand. If you can't manage 5 rand, you are not just miraculously going to learn how to manage 20 rand, because these things are habits. The same habits that you are applying in managing 5 rand, you are going to carry them through, when you now try to manage 20 rand, because those are the things that you will have to work on. So that, because if you can manage 5 rand, you can definitely manage 20 rand. So avoid bigger lot size. Trading a bigger lot size is very nice, but it also comes with you can pay a big price. It can be bad if your account cannot handle it. But the thing is, how do you know if your account cannot handle it? It goes back to understanding the margins and the free margins. If you don't understand those two, you are definitely not even going to know if that current lot size that you are trading now is actually suitable for your account, or if your account can handle it. Forex trading is all about taking advantage of whatever opportunities that we get. There is no recession. If there's a bad situation happening in some country, we take advantage by selling their currency. If something great is happening in some country, we take advantage by buying their currency, or buying their stocks. That is basically what Forex trading is. There is absolutely no recession. But if you don't know how much you need to have in order to trade a certain volume, you are always going to find yourself trading stuff that your account cannot handle. If you don't understand the margins and your free margins and etc., you are definitely going to find yourself trading stuff that your account cannot handle. We all want to trade everything that we see on the market watch. We want to trade, a lot of people are trading Nasdaq, a lot of people want to trade other indices, a lot of people are trading gold. But can your account actually handle it? So it goes back to understanding the margins. If you don't understand the margins and free margins and everything that I spoke about in the beginning, you are definitely going to, blow your account. Blowing an account, guys, is not a must. People would say it like, if you start trading, you must at least blow 20, Of course, I blew like I said, I lost count of how many accounts, I've blown in my life. But it was because I didn't have information. I didn't have a ntombi in my life who was willingly sharing, information for free. I didn't have that. I didn't have support. I was just trying to find my way. But if you are listening to this, you are following me on social media, you are reading on my blogs, there is absolutely no reason why you should get a margin call. Like I said, if you have no idea of what I'm talking about and you keep on getting the margin calls, definitely you need to just down your tools, you need to just stop trading, and you need to acquire this knowledge. Otherwise, you are going to just keep on donating your money to the markets, and it's not nice. It is not nice. So avoid bigger lot size. Understand how much you have in your account. Understand how much can you spend with your, how much can you use, or how much can you afford? How much can you afford, or what can you afford to trade? Which currencies can you afford to trade? Because you can't afford to trade all currencies. There are certain currencies that are actually extremely expensive, for your account size. There are many other financial instruments that you may like to trade, but they are not, your account cannot handle them because of, they're expensive. Maybe some instruments you are even paying commission. Can your account afford it? You need to go back to understanding the margins and the free margins. So that is the second point. And of course, make sure that you acquire this, information. If you want to acquire this information from me, I'm going to leave my details, on the description of this episode. Then you can send me a WhatsApp, you can send me a voice note. Then we can talk about how can we assist you, how can I assist you, so that you can stop having, multiple, margin calls. Avoid multiple trades. That's the last one. Avoid placing multiple trades. It causes many heart attacks, guys. It causes many heart attacks. Even when you are in a good trade, even when your trade is good, but you are likely to take losses, because obviously when you have multiple trades and they are all just going south, you are likely to panic. It happens because this is your real money. Unless if you are trading on demo. If you are trading on demo, that is why I always say the things that you can achieve on demo, don't pay too much attention to them, because it is not an indication of what you can achieve with your live account. What you can achieve on demo, it is just on demo. It has nothing to do with what you can achieve in your live account. Because when you trade a live account, you are trading your real money. Also, do check out an episode about trading demo versus trading a live account. I think I did an episode a couple of weeks ago. You can check it out. So avoid having multiple trades. It causes panic. It causes many heart attacks. Then you are likely to close your trades prematurely. So I think I must just, pause here for today. Obviously, I cannot give a whole lesson via an episode. Otherwise, I would have to speak for the whole week. Because, guys, the information that goes behind what I just said now, it's a lot. When you come to my class, you might be learning about this for the whole week. You might be learning about this for 3 days maybe. So it is impossible for me to, just say everything, in an episode. This is episode 26. I'm so excited because, wow, I started this podcast last year, and I didn't even know that I could actually do this. I know that I love talking. Talking comes easy for me. That is why it's easier for me to do a podcast than every other thing, because it does not consume time, and it is also something that comes easier to me. And I can also just repurpose all my other blog posts. Like most of the podcasts of the episodes that I've done here, there's actually a text version on my blog, so it's easier for those people, or it is nicer for those people who prefer an audio version. We know how it is. There are people who are preferring to read online. There are people who are preferring hard copies. Then there are people who are preferring audio versions. They will always just go for an audio version of a book. So that's what I'm trying to do now. So I'm also planning on adding, if you don't have my app yet, I'm going to leave a link in the description. You can download my app on Google Play Store, and do watch out for short clips. I've started recording, short video clips on trading psychology, because this is the area that I think if we can all get it, we can all be sustainable in the markets. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in again, and I do appreciate your listenership. I do appreciate your feedback, and cheers till next time. Have a great week.